So I am at the Schoolie Swarm 2024, and I went all the way down to where we should be finding our little spots. I think you just sort of, cop a squat wherever you want. Okay, so it has rained for 2 days in Florida, and things are kind of muddy and sloppy and slushy, and I'm not sure what to do. I'm just gonna find me a spot real quick. Maybe I just ask some questions. It's kind of cool though. Can't wait to get started. I just met a nice lady who has a Chevy Chevrolet van. Looks just like mine, but it's a Chevy. And she immediately wanted me to come and hang out with her. So I hope that's a good thing. Oh, somebody's at the table now. So I'm going to pay attention now. I'm second in queue to get my registration together. I passed by this table earlier and nobody was here, so people were driving in, so I drove in. But apparently, so right here I'm behind this lovely family who's in a huge, looks like a tour bus, and so they're getting registered. And I've already, obviously been inside the campgrounds. You saw a little bit just a moment ago. This area is actually nice and dry, so it's going to be fun. I'm not sure what's going on here. People have fire pits, and let's see. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Oops. Yeah. So that table right there. Got your little kids here on their little scooter bike things, and I've got my scooter and my old Billy scooter. So this should be fun for the next 3 days. The sun is out, it's beautiful. I'm gonna have plenty of solar power. I'm not gonna run out of power. I have enough food for 3 days. And I think people are selling stuff. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. It would have been nice if I had someone to come with, but I think I'm gonna make some friends. And here come some people around me. I guess they're just gonna go, well, they obviously have been here before. They know what they're doing. Yep, so people, let's see. So there you go. That's my solar panel. So I guess people are just kind of going around us while we get started. Yeah, it was a nice ride. I was tired. I had to take a break on I-75, take a quick power nap, and then how are you? How are you? Okay, so after I got my registration squared away, I went back over to park next to my new neighbor and get settled in. As it turns out though, she wasn't a big fan of filming or being on camera. I respected her wishes, and so I did not film us hanging out for the rest of the evening. She did have plans to leave the next day, so it was no big deal, and I really enjoyed her company. Alright, let's see. Today is day 2 of the Schoolie Swarm in Melrose, Florida. Let's see if I can turn this around. I'm on the scooter, and I just took a trip to, I don't know if you can hear me, I just took a trip to the Circle K to get some snacks because there are no food trucks or anything to really eat unless you brought it. I brought some food, but I just had a real hankering for some chips. So I just did about 2 miles on the main road. Look. And cars go. Okay, just got past. So anyway, this is, I see right behind me. My concern is getting caught in soft sand. They call it sugar sand. This particular road that takes us back up to the Schoolie Swarm, it is very different than it was yesterday. Yesterday was very treacherous. It had rained for 2 days here, and so by yesterday, even though there was no more rain, lots of wonderful sunshine, the washboard effect was in effect. It was bad. I mean, I thought my whole van was going to turn over. So they've got good road maintenance here. This is County Line Road that's taken us a couple of miles in. It's still a little bit wet in certain places because it doesn't see sun. And yeah, I'm on my way back to the Schoolie Swarm. So let's see if I can turn this around and shoot. And I'm just taking my time, doing 7 miles an hour, 8 miles an hour depending, and trying to get out of folks' way. So people live on this road here as well. And I can go a little faster. I can't go my fastest in mode 2. I have 3 modes on this scooter, which, there we go. Yeah, this is way better than yesterday. Yesterday was, ooh, there's a spot. I think I want to get back to, yeah, they definitely smoothed this out here. So anyway, lots of trees. And I'll get back when I get closer to something. A little bit further down, and it looks like somebody's stuck. Somebody on the... Somebody looks like they got stuck. So let's see what's going on. As you can see, it's quite bumpy. As you can see, it's still quite bumpy. And but everybody's really nice, and whoever this is, they're gonna help them get unstuck. So let's see what's going on, and then we'll pretend that the phone is not on. It can be kind of treacherous a little bit. Back up in here. Whatever this is, it happened after I got here. And so see. Well, it's hard to ride a scooter and film proper, especially when there are people right behind you on vehicles. So it is day 2, night 2 of my stay at the Schoolie Swarm in Melrose, Florida, which is between Gainesville and Jacksonville, off of the 301. So it's an annual event, obviously, for people who build schoolies for travel and to live in, and it's been a really nice time. This is my second day. I didn't film a lot yesterday or earlier today because when I drove in, I was welcomed by a lady who I wound up spending most of my time parked next to, and we just kind of hung out, got to know each other. And she's not very fond of cameras and videotaping everything, and she's more live in the moment, enjoy it. So I kind of went with the flow because it was nice to be with someone, because I knew nobody when I got here, and immediately made a friend, and we've exchanged information, and we're going to try to meet at other events here in the Southeast. So I'm excited about that, and I think I've made a friend, another friend. I have a few. I'm looking for my tribe. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking for my tribe, people who want to camp, who travel, have vans or vehicles or RVs or whatever, and like to camp in them. So that's what I like to do now. So today I'm whispering because I have neighbors over here right outside my window, and I don't want to talk too loud. But I just want to recap. Today was packed up and she took off, and so then I pulled out my scooter and I rode it out. It takes about a mile or so to get in here, and I just wanted to ride around a little bit. I got a little footage of that, and I got to the main road and then decided I wanted to find a store, And there was a Circle K about 2 miles east of where we were. Once I got on the main road, so I got on the main road on the scooter, did those 2 miles, went to Circle K, and got myself some snacks and a slice of pizza. So I missed out on the food trucks. I guess that was the first few days, and didn't really see. I think you have to kind of go out to the main area where they have yoga and a basketball court. I think that's where they kind of like come together and congregate, which is, you know, just a little bit up the way as you come in, and I think I have some footage of that. But for the most part, I'm gonna spend the rest of this night just sort of relaxing. Tomorrow, relaxing till about 9, and then I'm gonna get up and I'm going to say hello to a couple of people that I've met in the last couple of days. And there's one lady in particular, I recognized her as having her van featured on a van tour, and we had been talking for about a good 5-6 minutes, and then I'm like, "You've done a van tour?" She goes, "Yeah, okay, whatever." So I'm looking forward to going over there and saying hi to her in the morning. And also my friend Kit, she has a shuttle bus, and I'm curious to see what they did with the shuttle bus, because that's kind of my dream vehicle, is to have a shuttle bus, until she said that at best she can do 65 miles an hour. And that's when I realized I'm going to stick with this van, because I'm usually doing 80, and I don't think I want to give that up. This van it does what it needs to do, and I guess I'm going to stick with it. So I really like it. So anyway, last night, my first night, it got down to 32 degrees or 34 degrees at one point, my first night, and it was so cold. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, and I couldn't feel like 4 or 5 toes. My feet were numb. Not the whole foot, just my toes. They were numb. And I do have an electric blanket, and I had turned off at one point because I figured I'm warm, I'm underneath the covers, I'm good. It's cold. It was cold out here, you know. And then when I got up to use the bathroom about 4:30, and I kind of whipped the covers off, and I felt like I can't feel my feet, you know. And then I looked at my thermometer, and it said 41 or 42. And I realized if it was 41 or 42 in here, then it has to be 30 something outside. And then I checked my phone, and sure enough, it was in the 30s. And I was just blown away because it was so cold. And I already had socks on, and I had, I've got some, I don't have them here, but I've got some wool booties that I was wearing. And then I was under my little Temu comforter, which is trash. And then I had my electric blanket, so I thought I was okay. And I had to turn my electric blanket back on, and that got me through the rest of the night. And then when I got up in the morning, this morning, what I did was I heard other people turning on their vehicles. And so by 8 o'clock, you know, I figured I need to get up. And so I turned on my vehicle and turned on the heat and warmed it up in here. And within a couple hours, you know, you went from 40 degrees to 70 degrees. It just changed. And if you're standing in the sun, it's warm. But if you're standing, you know, underneath something, then it's cold. And the whole ground was cold and wet. And said that there was icicles hanging from her canopy. So it got really cold last night. And I think that's the coldest I've ever been in the elements like that. But I survived it, and now I know I really need to make it a habit to check the weather forecast. But I don't remember it saying it was going to be in the 30s. I just don't remember that. But I know now that if I'm not going to be in Central Florida or South Florida, I need to always bring a thicker blanket, a knit cap, and I had gloves, you know, just more warm stuff, you know, even though I can't move in it. It's very confining, and I feel claustrophobic in all of that. And I think that comes from growing up in warm weather. So, you know, me, I don't even own a coat. I mean, I have coats, but I just don't think to grab them. I'm like, I got a jacket, I'm good, and I just need to learn how to layer for cold weather if I'm going to be moving around, in the future. So all in all, day 2 was really nice, quiet. Then I toured a few buses, and I was going to visit some today after that, but tomorrow definitely. Tomorrow's my last day, and I can stay till the sun goes down. So everybody's been really nice. Everybody's been really helpful. For the first time since I bought this van almost a year ago, I pulled out the shade thing. It's not an awning, it's a shade. It's whatever it is. Anyway, it gives me shade outside, so I'll take a picture of that tomorrow. And it worked out. This lady, she came over and helped me because I didn't know what I was doing. I was pulling poles out and put one up, the other one falls, and and then one lady offered to hold one pole while I figured out what I was doing. And I like it. I have shade now. So I had shade, but the way I positioned the van, the priority was to get optimal sun for my 100-watt solar panel, because that's what has been recharging my Bouge RV 1100-watt, 1100 whatever power station. And then I have the solar on the roof, which I couldn't understand why it stopped doing its thing so early. And then I looked up and I realized there's a bunch of trees right over in the west there. And so by like 3-4 o'clock, I was losing sun in that direction, because of the trees. And so my my 2 Dr. Prepare 100 amp hour batteries, it's now saying it's at 11.1, 11.2. So I don't know what drained it. I have nothing connected to it. I tried to unplug everything, but yet for some reason it just drained today. And I was getting 1.1 amps of sunlight power today, and it had gotten up to about 13, back up to 13.2, and I don't know what caused it to drain, but it just started draining, and now it's struggling to be at 11.1, 11.2. So I just unplugged it and let it sit. I still got my Bouge RV, and I still got my flash fish. I've got 3 of those. I'm actually powering this light. No, that's just charged up. But my fan and this light that's on me now is being charged by one of my 3 flash fish, which are 200-watt little power stations, and I got enough to take care of me through the night if it gets cold. So yeah, that's the update. I hope to film a good portion of stuff so I can kind of show what the experience is, or you can go to Facebook and look up Schoolie Swarm and follow or join. It's a really nice group of people to hang out with in the Southeast. Once again, I'm from Florida, so I can't get to Arizona and California and New Mexico and Oregon and all that other stuff. I can't get to all that. So I've been making the effort to find stuff here on the East Coast, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow and just kind of showing all these beautiful self-made, self-contained buses that are homes to entire families and dogs and animals. I saw a goat walk by earlier today, a little baby goat, and all these people, they pile all that stuff into these long school buses, city buses, travel buses, trailways buses, Greyhound buses. People, and they're converting these things into homes, and that's how they live, and they pull their car. One couple just passed me by in a really nice, I guess they pull their minivan. So once they park their bus, they're from Alabama, and nice couple, and they were headed to Walmart just now before the sun went down. So a lot of nice people. So looking forward to it, and I'll probably check back in when I wake up in the morning and see how cold it is. So pray for me, because I know it's going to be cold. Oh, oof, 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 and oof, oof, oof. Oh, it's cold. Well, actually, it's cold outside of my bed. It's 8 a.m. Day 3, and I just took the temperature, and I think it said 39 degrees earlier, but it's 8 o'clock now, and I think it's 41, and that's still pretty cold. Oof. So let me turn on some lights. Let's see. Oof. My little bed is nice and cozy. I slept with my electric blanket about half the night. I just turned it back on. It's 8 o'clock. And I'm just going to stay in bed and let it warm up outside. It warms up pretty quickly when the sun comes up. So I did manage to get myself up out of bed. I warmed up some water to get cleaned up. I got dressed and I headed out to find my new Schoolie Swarm bestie, Carla. I'm walking up on your beautiful, check sister girl out. This is Miss Tilly. Carla has done some really nice modifications and upgrades to her Dodge Caravan since she was last featured on New Jersey Outdoor Adventures over a year ago. I've decided that I'm going to dedicate a whole separate video to Carla giving us a walk-around tour of the new and improved Miss Tilly. But for now, we're going to go check out some of these awesome schoolie builds. Me and Carla is like roaming the streets. We're roaming the streets.
We are roaming the streets of Schoolie Swarm, y'all.
Yeah, so this is awesome. So
checking stuff out. Checking out these buses and vans and RVs and 4x4s and towables and scooters and all type of thing on wheels.
And having a blast doing it too.
Yes.
So yeah, come along.
That blue sky is beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful? Well, we're beautiful too in the blue. And Pooty Poo. Oh my goodness gracious, you gonna say that? I love plant seeds. Now that's the first fifth wheel that I've seen.
Where? What?
Straight ahead, right here, the Puma. The Puma, that's the first fifth wheel. What?
Oh.
The Puma right there. I think that's the first one I've seen here. Everything's been self-contained. Let me know.
I've seen some RVs here. I've really seen some RVs here. I don't know.
Well, I've seen RVs, but I'm saying that has to be pulled by a truck.
Correct. Got you.
Well, you have a lot of schoolies pulling vehicles, and
which is true.
Mostly here it's schoolies or it's self-contained.
Yeah.
So that's the first fifth wheel I've seen since I've been here. Yeah. Heading back to my van. Gotta make a phone call, and I need some quiet, a little bit of solitude. So as you can see, it's a beautiful day. It's about 12:20. So, coming back to Blue. Here I am in all my little glory. My new neighbors. There's a dog right there saying hello. Hello. Here we are. We're back. I spent the rest of the afternoon and evening cranking out remote work assignments for the day. Once I realized that getting it all done was going to push me way past my departure time of 4 p.m., I decided to just pay for one more night. So I took down my van's sunshade and relocated over to the lake, not far from Carla and Tilly. And this is us by the lake. I hope I don't have any regrets coming out here by the lake, because this ground is very treacherous, and there's a lot of stumps like that one there that you have to drive over to get in here. So I'm going to try to go out that way in a few minutes. But for now, this is where I was for one more night. This really beautiful lake. It is about 4:45 p.m. and I wanted to get on the road by maybe 5:30, trying to time myself to miss most evening traffic. So I didn't bring out my awning this time because I just didn't want to deal with it. But anyway, got good solar today. Not sure if the cold weather. Come on, you gonna be on camera?
What you doing?
I'm just filming my goodbyes.
Okay.
You want to join me? All right, Carla, what you got to say about what our?
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I was
No, go
too
for
soon.
it. No, we're rolling.
I was too soon. Yes, it was really lovely, y'all.
Yeah.
I would recommend. You want something that's nice and chill. They have activities, but you're not pressured to do any of them. There is space for us introverts here.
Yeah, 2 of us right here, and we met a few,
We did meet a few.
and so we kind of had our little clique, you know. And
Yeah.
so I thought I should be a little bit more social, and you said,
Nope. For why? And for what?
you know. But
Yeah.
a lot of wonderful people, and very happy to open their vans up and talk. And this lady, she was holding court. This sister here, she was holding court. She had people faces all in her van and looking around and standing for 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't be me. But but
I
I'm
will probably
learning.
crash and unpeople for the next several months, so
Okay.
it will be fine.
Yes. But look at our view.
Yes.
That's our view. And she's had it the whole week, right?
Heading home Saturday.
No, I mean in terms of the view of the lake. You've been here
Oh, I have. Yes. I have had the view of the lake in the rain
in the rain. Yeah.
and in the sun.
Oh, the sun is good too. Like for a quickie, that's her little red van right there. But we did an exterior tour, so you'll probably see that on another video. So we're gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna say goodbye. She's staying for another day, so we're gonna say bye to Melrose, Florida,
Bye, Melrose, Florida. Yes.
and the Schoolie Swarm.
Schoolie Swarm 2024.
Bye. We'll see you guys next year.
Bye.